half guard and look for that type of half guard. See if you really got to dig for that. He is eating. He's out. He's out.
From Darren Till recognizing his weaknesses and evolving as a fighter, to Logan's rivals revealing his future fight plans, let's look at the news behind this surprise matchup and how the two compare as fighters. Logan has been teasing his next boxing opponent for quite some time. Lately, it's been Jake making the boxing headlines from the Paul family.
He won, you know, and don't judge me by my wins, judge me by my losses. I'll come back. I think we deserve that rematch. It was a great fight, a close fight. I don't know if I agree.
And Logan's been busy with the promotion of his energy drink, Prime.
This tastes good.
Thank you. It's doing very well. I'll tell you the sales.
Yeah, let's hear it.
2 months in, we sold 10 million bottles.
But it looks like the older brother is finally over his loss to KSI in their rematch and wants to get back into the ring.
Here as well. And hey, yo, thank you for a good fight, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for a good fight.
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
The topic comes up all the time, and Logan's often named Dylan Donnie's.
If I'm great, I mean, it's easy money, to be honest. That's a little I'm used to fighting real fighters. He's not ready for this. I guarantee you I knock his ass out. Watch.
Jiu-Jitsu black belt and Conor McGregor's former teammate as a potential opponent. But Logan decided to hype up the excitement for his return to boxing by releasing a video in which he tells the guests on his podcast who he's facing next.
Here? For who? Oh yeah, I was going to announce. I was going to announce it, and then something happened. It didn't happen.
No, I got injured. I got injured. Tore my MCL.
Yeah, right.
We were going to do that one. I got a new opponent.
Who? Not said yet.
But he censored out the name for the fans.
Not said. I'll tell you.
Say it and bleep it.
We'll bleep it.
Dave Portnoy was on the podcast and was really surprised at the choice. No was his response.
No.
Cool, right?
You guys, I don't know what.
The rumors for Donnie's were so regular that Dave couldn't have been so surprised if that was the name taken. Fans were curious but had no idea who it was. That is, until Donnie's leaked the news. Looks like he just couldn't stomach not being Logan's next opponent and had to spoil the party. He named Darren Till as the next opponent for the YouTuber, and it's one of those fights that is pretty crazy if you consider it. But recent events have made it fall well within the realms of possibility. Till is no longer bound to the UFC and can do whatever he wants. The Liverpudlian was on a losing skid in the UFC and was recently released from the UFC through a mutual agreement.
That's ever come to us and said, I just can't compete here anymore. You know what I mean? And no, he did ask for his release, and we did release him.
Till wanted some time to recenter, heal some of his injuries properly, and then see if he can make a run in the UFC again. He's definitely young enough to do that, which also means he's a good match for Logan. The Paul brothers often receive criticism for fighting retired or old fighters, if fighters at all, and Till is neither of those things. It's a good step to bring more legitimacy to his boxing career, and Darren is now a free agent. Logan has always been more open to taking risks with his boxing career than Jake. He fought Mayweather knowing full well how hard of a fight that was, and fighting someone as tough as the gorilla is a big risk for any fighter. That's why I think this goes beyond just Logan wanting legitimacy for his boxing career. I think it has to do with Logan's increasing popularity in the UK and wanting to capitalize on the British market. It just so happens Darren is one of the biggest stars in the UK. Logan is already a familiar face in the country because of his rivalry with KSI and the launch of Prime Energy in the country. So he knows firsthand why British fans are famous all over the world for being some of the most passionate sports enthusiasts in the world. He's also aware they go especially crazy when the UFC rolls into town. Around 2018, Darren was the most promising star coming out of the country, with Michael Bisping clearly nearing the end of his career. And when the gorilla started knocking people out cold with his nasty left hand, making his way through the division to challenge Woodley for the middleweight belt, Till's fanbase reached feverish levels. Of course, he has an extremely candid and likable personality that attracts major crowds all over the world. I'm sure that's one of the reasons Logan chose Till. He's extremely entertaining on the mic, and the press conference would make perfect marketing material. On the other hand, it's important not to lose sight of the fact that this is a fight, and this is bound to be the toughest fight Logan's ever had. Why? Well, Darren Till is a championship-caliber mixed martial artist and Muay Thai fighter.
Up against the fence. Oh!
He may not have professional boxing experience, but before he transitioned to mixed martial arts, he was a highly touted Muay Thai fighter. The striking skills he acquired during his time in Thailand translated into really crisp striking inside the octagon. However, let's put technical ability aside for a second and talk about the one thing that can change a fight within the blink of an eye: power. Unfortunately for Logan, Till has tons of it. It's power the likes of which the YouTuber hasn't faced before. Even when he fought Floyd Money Mayweather, he almost got knocked out in the exhibition despite Money being a much smaller guy than him.
Second look at it. Boom, right there on the jaw. And credit to Logan Paul.
Till is a natural middleweight, though, and has proven at the highest levels of combat sports that a single left hand can put anybody down. Now, couple that God-gifted power with a natural talent for counter-striking and finding an opening against seasoned strikers. It's a recipe for disaster for Logan. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Logan isn't just some bum getting off the streaming chair to get into a fight. He's a young athlete who's been working with some of the best trainers in the world for years now. Moreover, this interest in Till, despite the threat, could have something to do with Till's recent performances. Logan might actually capitalize on a string of bad form in Till's career. The gorilla hasn't looked like the same fighter ever since he lost the title fight to Woodley.
Nasty Darce choke there, ladies and gentlemen. Look how tight that is. I mean, he is squeezing him in there.
But that has a lot to do with a shoulder injury and a persisting leg injury that's required surgery. When Darren did fight, he looked out of shape, and his movement was so compromised that his usual fighting style was impossible. If Till isn't able to get in shape or has another injury, then Paul could genuinely steal a victory over the Brit. But I think that's much easier said than done, especially because Till looked really good in his last outing. He lost that fight for the same reason he lost to Derek Brunson, his wrestling.
This is perfect right now. These are heavy shots.
Yeah, he's making these ground strikes count. Till covering up.
It's always been a weakness, but that's not going to be a problem in boxing. Till doesn't even have to be that active on his feet because there's no threat of the takedown. Things are still in the very early stages right now, and if this fight is confirmed, then I'm sure Darren's going to want some time to train. A lot of critics are going to come and say that the Paul brothers have done this before, fought a former mixed martial artist in the boxing ring. But it's different this time. Till isn't retired, and his latest performances were way better than what Askren or Woodley brought to the table. At the same time, I think the fight could end up being much more competitive than a lot of Till fans expect. Logan isn't the same green fighter he was when he fought KSI for the first time. He's had a genuine competition against a boxer of Mayweather's quality, even if it was just an exhibition bout. He's also gotten much more athletic and is constantly in shape because of his appearances in the WWE, so he can focus purely on boxing technique.
I don't know, but I guarantee it's highlight worthy. Oh my goodness, what a collision!
He lags behind Till in that department considerably, simply because Till is a much more seasoned fighter than Logan. He isn't going to feel the pressure of a crowd or be awed at the money he's making, but as weird as it may feel to say it out loud, Logan has more boxing experience than Darren.
I think it's still happening is because both of these guys are well conditioned. You can't fight at this pace for this long.
And you have to factor in the effect a foreign set of rules has in a fight. However the fight ends up, just the idea has gotten people really interested. And that's what really matters in the fight game. Well folks, that's how Logan Paul and Darren Till match up in the boxing ring.